I'll never forget when I was working with my therapist in Los Angeles. A dear friend at the time was like, Arica, you got to see a therapist because of my sister's situation. And so if you don't know, she was hit by a drunk driver and, she lived through it, but it's been a hell of a journey for our family. And so I went to this therapist and he said, Arica, in our time together, we're going to grieve. And I was like, no, I don't want to grieve. I've grieved my whole freaking life. But there's one thing, and you might not, maybe you're like me, maybe you don't want to face that stuff because you're like, I don't want to feel that pain again. And my life has been nothing but pain. Yeah, your life can only continue to produce pain until you get that area resolved, until you get it healed, until you get it redeemed. This is what life is all about, is redeeming ourselves so that we can live the fulfilled, the abundant, the prosperous, the powerful, victorious life. But most of the time we keep repeating those cycles because that pain is the seed. It has become the soil of what we're birthing today. And so I remember him saying that I needed to grieve and thinking like, well, I've cried my whole life. Yeah, I grieved, but I didn't grieve those places. I just kept repeating more of that same birthing place, that same cycle, my fruit didn't change because the seed was the same. And so I remember going through that process. And at one point I was just scared and I really put the brakes on and I said, I'm scared to face that. I'm scared to feel that again. And he said, Arica, why are you afraid to do this? I said to him, I don't want to feel it again. It was so painful. And he said something so brilliant and so wise to me. He said, Arica, you've already lived through it. And I want to encourage you, my darling, that you have already lived through it and you are still here. The problem is, the challenge is whether you're conscious of it or not, you are still creating from that place. I grew up with a lot of disappointment in my life and really had to find ways of coping mechanisms to survive that and come out of that. And it was either making something more exciting to look forward to, because as a child I didn't have the wherewithal to process that disappointment, and my parents weren't in a place where they could help me process it because they were just surviving themselves. So as an adult, it's my responsibility to go, okay, how can I support myself by redeeming those places so that I don't continue to birth disappointment in my life. So the journey of becoming the spiritual alpha is having the courage to not only redeem yourself in those areas. That's the most pivotal part, is having the courage, having the power, having the tools, having the wherewithal of how does one redeem themselves? And if you're interested in that, you better join my Spiritual Alpha Academy and community, because this is going to revolutionize your life. And I'm going to show you how to do that in that Spiritual Alpha Academy and community. It's a year-long mentorship with me in a group container. Oh my gosh, could possibly change the world. So it's not only having that courage and the capacity to redeem that, but when you start believing in yourself, here's the beautiful thing. You don't run through life going, can I have I just need a woman or a man to come and believe in me because I can't give it to myself. No. When you redeem those places and you find a partner, you find a career, you even have the money, all those things that we all want, the freedom, the ability to travel, all those things. Those things are not constantly trying to fill some hole and some void inside of your life. And that's where we're all getting it so freaking wrong, is we're hoping that money, travel, companionship, all these things will fill the void. But it's like, go to the freaking void, man. Deal with the void so that when the money comes, when the career's there, when the love's there, that you can hit the ground running together. And listen, the